Hello everyone. Today we will discuss about 7 C's of communication. As we all know that the communication is the act of conveying messages and meanings from one entity or a group to the other. Through the use of manually understood signs and symbols, semiotic rules, etc. Once if you are using some symbols that the other person is not aware about those symbols, then he may not be able to receive the messages that you wish to deliver. The main steps inherent to all communication are the formation of communicative motivation or even reason. Message composition, message encoding. This is why 7 C's of communication provide a checklist to us. And for making sure that we are handling a meeting, writing emails, attending the conferences, calls, providing reports, and presentation in a well constructed and perfect manner. So, your audience gets your messages once you deliver them, once you prepare them, and keep all the 7 C's of communication in appropriate manner in your brain while preparing your messages. So today we will discuss in detail about all the 7 C's of communication and how and in what respect they all are essential if we wish to enhance our communication pattern. Yes. So 7 C's of communication are that the message should be clear, correct, complete, and concrete as well. It should have certain considerations, courteous also, and concise. These are the 7 C's that are to be included in your communication once if you wish to have effective communication. If we define communication, then we will see that the 7 C's of communication is a checklist that helps to improve the professional communication skills and increases the chance that the message will be understood in the very same way as it is delivered by the sender and the way he must have intended to understand by you. It should be understood in the same manner. So then only the message, the communication is effective. 7 C's of communication are to be included in your communication so that you can convey the things in an effective way and they can create an impact upon audience. The first C of communication is correct. The message should be correct, that is, a correct language should be used, and the sender must ensure that there is no grammatical and spelling mistakes. Also, the message should be exact and well timed. The correct messages always have a greater impact on the receiver, and at the same time, the sender increases with the accurate messages once if he has used or exercised upon the correct sending message, then definitely the message will be an effective one. The message is exact, correct as well, and if once the communication is correct, it boosts up the confidence level of the listener and even the sender. The correct messages has greater impact on the audience and readers as well. If it is checked for the purpose of precision and accurateness of facts and figures used in the messages, it makes use of appropriate and correct language in the message as well. So if the message consists the feature of having correct, second is clear. You can see if the message is conveyed in a very difficult way and it is not understood by the receiver, the message is not at all clear to the speaker, to the listener, then it is of no use, howsoever important or unimportant message may be delivered by the speaker. The listener has not received the message. The message should be clear and easily understandable to the recipient. The purpose of the communication should be clear to sender. Then only the receiver will be sure about it. First, you need to decide that what you are going to deliver and what you wish the receiver to receive. Whatever you have decided, the person will receive the same thing. If it is not at all clear in your own mind, then it is impossible that the receiver will receive it in the appropriate manner. So the message should be message should always emphasize on a single goal at a time and shall not cover several ideas in a single sentence. It makes understanding easier once if it is clear. Complete clarity of thoughts and ideas always enhances the meaning of the message. And if the message is clear, if the meaning is, and if the message is delivered, it makes use of exact and appropriate concrete words. So that is the upcoming part, and it is also essential to include these ingredients in your communication. So the third point is complete. So you can see here, if the message is delivered by this person, it should move from here to here, and it should be ensured that the message has come exactly in the same way to the another person. If the message is encoded in an appropriate manner, if the message consists all these 7 C's, then definitely the message will be conveyed in an appropriate manner. The message should be complete and it must include all the relevant information which is required by the intended audience. The complete information gives answer to all the questions of the receivers and helps in better decision making by the recipient. If the message is not received by them, then they may not feel themselves confident to ask anything because they haven't received the message in an appropriate manner. Complete communication develops and enhances reputation of an organization. Moreover, they are cost saving as no crucial information is missing and no additional cost is incurred in conveying extra message if the communication is complete. A complete communication always gives additional information wherever it is required. It leaves no question in the mind of receiver. So you should always pay more attention whether the message is complete or not. A complete communication helps in better decision making by the audience, readers, the receivers of the messages as they get all desired and crucial information in a perfect manner. It even persuades them to ask certain questions, to inquire something, to complete the information that they may not feel that it is complete once if it is delivered by someone. Concise. It is the next part or element of communication. Concise, the message should be precise and to the point. The sender should avoid the lengthy sentences and try to convey the subject matter in the least possible words. This is the requirement from the sender. The short and brief messages are always more comprehensive and help in retaining the receiver's attention. So you should always prepare the concise messages, and you can avoid fluff. You can limit the load. You can use linkers as well just to reduce the amount of sentences, and you can use the active and not the passive forms, and eliminate padding, and these are all the elements that you need to take care once if you wish to prepare a concise message, because the concise message is both time saving as well as cost saving. It underlines and highlights the main message as it avoids using excessive and needless words. Concise communication always provides short and essential message in limited words to audience. Concise message is more appealing and comprehensible to the audience. Concise message is not repetitive also in nature. So you need to take care about all these things once if you are preparing a concise message. The next point is concrete. Concrete communication implies being particular and clear rather being general, and you need to use specific facts and figures to convey your message. You can put action in your verbs. You can use concrete communication which shows good level of confidence. Concrete information cannot be misinterpreted because you have already decided what you are going to deliver and how it will be received by the receiver. The communication should always consist this quality, which means the message should be clear, particularly such that no room for misinterpretation is left. All the facts and figures should be clearly mentioned in a message so as to substantiate whatever the sender is saying. It is supported with specific facts and figures. It makes use of words that are clear and that build the reputation as well. And concrete messages are never misinterpreted or misunderstood. So you should always keep this element at high concern. Consideration is the next point, which implies stepping into the shoes of others. How can you step into the shoe of others? Once, if you have started considering what are the inclination, what is the requirement, what is the viewpoint, background, mindset, and education level of the listeners, then only you can think of moving into the shoe of the other person. The sender must take into consideration the receiver's opinion, knowledge, mindset, background, and in order to have an effective communication and in order to communicate, the sender must relate to the target recipient and always be involved, engrossed in the communication, to emphasize on what you approach, to emphasize with the audience and exhibit interest in the audience as well. This will stimulate a positive reaction from the audience. So once if you wish to receive this type of positive reactions, then you need to be considerate about their considerations. Next point is courteous. Courteous means you need to listen everything carefully. You need to be clear, speak very softly, and be courteous. How can you be courteous? The sender must take into consideration both the feelings and viewpoint of the receivers such that the message is positive and focused at the audience. The message should not be biased and must include the terms that show respect for the recipient. The courtesy implies taking into consideration both viewpoints as well as feelings of receivers of the message. Courteous messages always positive and focused at the audience. It makes use of terms showing respect for the receiver of the message. So this also you need to see once if you wish to enhance your communication skills, once if you wish to enhance your way of delivery, whatever you wish to, whatever the message you wish to deliver to others, uh, you need to take care of the 7 C's that we have discussed today.